Chapter 15 A Tangled Web. The morning sun cast a cold, gray light over the port city as Mara and Kale regrouped, their faces etched with the weight of recent revelations. The warehouse where they had uncovered the traitors seemed a distant memory, overshadowed by the urgent task now before them. The revelation of betrayal had shaken their confidence and introduced a new layer of complexity to their mission. With trust in their crew eroded, the stakes of their investigation had escalated dramatically. As they sifted through the evidence, Mara and Kale found themselves immersed in a labyrinth of deceit. The documents and intelligence they had accumulated painted a picture of a conspiracy far more intricate than they had initially imagined. The information revealed a tangled web of alliances and rivalries among the conspirators, each faction maneuvering for advantage and concealing its true intentions. The challenge of understanding these connections felt overwhelming, as each clue seemed to lead them deeper into a maze of political intrigue and hidden agendas. The complexity of the situation only heightened their sense of urgency. Mara's frustration with the convoluted nature of the conspiracy was palpable. She was determined to cut through the layers of deceit and uncover the truth, but the shifting alliances and deceptive plots made it difficult to determine who could be trusted. Her usual decisive approach was hampered by the necessity to navigate this intricate web of relationships, testing her patience and resolve. Kale, with his methodical and strategic mindset, tried to piece together the puzzle with a more cautious approach. His experience in royal politics allowed him to appreciate the subtleties of the various factions involved. He meticulously analyzed the connections between the conspirators, seeking to identify patterns and motivations that might reveal their next moves. The web of alliances and rivalries was as much a challenge to his analytical skills as it was a source of mounting concern. As Mara and Kale worked together to untangle the conspiracy, they faced the reality of their precarious situation. The web of deceit they were navigating not only complicated their mission but also tested their ability to cooperate under stress. The revelation of betrayal had introduced an element of mistrust that added to the difficulty of their task. Despite the obstacles, their commitment to uncovering the truth and thwarting the conspiracy remained resolute, driving them forward into the unknown. With a renewed sense of purpose, Mara and Kale immersed themselves in the wealth of information they had gathered, determined to make sense of the fragmented clues. The morning light cast a harsh glare on the documents spread across their makeshift workspace, highlighting the complexity of their task. Each piece of evidence, whether a hastily scribbled note or a meticulously detailed map, added a layer to the intricate puzzle they were trying to solve. Their focus was on deciphering the intricate web of factions involved in the conspiracy. The documents and intelligence reports suggested that the conspiracy was not a simple, monolithic entity but a coalition of various interests, each pursuing its own agenda. The alliances and rivalries among these groups were far more convoluted than they had initially anticipated. Understanding these relationships was crucial to unraveling the true nature of the threat they faced. As they sifted through the clues, it became evident that their adversaries operated with a complex, multifaceted strategy. The seemingly disparate threads of the conspiracy were woven together in a way that made it difficult to discern the full scope of their enemies' plans. Mara and Kale realized that every faction had its own motivations and hidden agendas, making the task of identifying and confronting the central force behind the conspiracy even more challenging. The revelation of this tangled network of interests added a new layer of urgency to their mission. Each faction's overlapping goals and shifting alliances complicated their efforts to predict and counteract the conspirators' moves. Mara and Kale, despite their differing methods and perspectives, were united in their resolve to navigate this treacherous web and expose the truth behind the conspiracy. Their determination was bolstered by the understanding that the more they uncovered, the closer they came to dismantling the dangerous plot threatening both their realms. Mara's approach was direct and unyielding, her focus unwavering as she examined the sprawling array of documents and maps spread across their table. Her sharp eyes darted from one detail to another, searching for patterns amidst the chaos. She tapped a finger on a particularly intricate network of connections sketched out on a map. "We need to identify the key players and their connections," she said, her voice firm and laced with determination. "If we can map out their alliances and rivalries, we'll have a better understanding of how to disrupt their plans." Her intensity was palpable, her frustration evident as she scoured the information with a relentless drive. The complexities of the conspiracy seemed to shift and multiply before her eyes, each new clue adding another layer to the tangled web. Mara's impatience grew with every obstacle that arose, her determination to cut through the layers of deception matching her growing exasperation. She was driven by a singular focus: to untangle the web of deceit and expose the truth. Cale, observing Mara's fervor, remained calm yet perceptive. He knew the importance of Mara's approach but also recognized the need for a more measured perspective. "We must consider the broader implications of their connections," he suggested, his tone steady but thoughtful. "Understanding how their alliances influence their actions will help us anticipate their next moves. We need to look beyond the immediate details." Mara nodded, acknowledging Cale's insight while maintaining her intense focus. "I understand that," she replied, her voice tinged with frustration. "But we can't afford to get bogged down in the minutiae. We need to act quickly and decisively. The longer we wait, the more time the conspirators have to execute their plans." Her determination to push forward, despite the mounting challenges, was a testament to her resolve. Cale stepped closer, offering a more methodical approach to complement Mara's directness. "Perhaps we should prioritize the most significant connections first," he suggested. "By isolating the central figures and understanding their immediate impact, we can more effectively disrupt their network." His calm demeanor provided a counterbalance to Mara's urgency, guiding their strategy amidst the chaos. Mara glanced at Cale, her frustration momentarily softened by his measured advice. "All right," she conceded. "Let's focus on the most crucial connections. We'll break down their network into manageable pieces and tackle them one by one." Her resolve remained as strong as ever, but she was beginning to appreciate the value of Cale's strategic approach as they continued their relentless pursuit of the truth. Cale, in contrast to Mara's direct approach, adopted a more methodical stance. His royal background had instilled in him the importance of strategy and careful planning. As he meticulously examined the intricate network of alliances, he noted the subtleties and complexities that Mara's straightforward tactics might overlook. "The interconnections between these factions are more intricate than we anticipated," he observed, his tone reflective. "Each group seems to be playing a double game, aligning with others while simultaneously plotting against them." He studied the layers of alliances and rivalries, recognizing patterns of duplicity and shifting loyalties. "We need to be strategic in our approach," Cale continued, his voice steady with conviction. "If we don't navigate this carefully, we risk falling into their traps. Their deception runs deeper than a simple conspiracy. It's a carefully orchestrated game of alliances and betrayal." Mara, though initially frustrated by the complexity, listened to Cale's analysis with growing understanding. "So, you're saying we need to approach this like a chess game," she said, her voice reflecting a mixture of realization and resolve. "Identify their moves, anticipate their strategies, and counter them before they can put their plans into action." Cale nodded, his expression one of calm assurance. "Exactly," he agreed. "By understanding the full scope of their maneuvers and the double dealings at play, we can better position ourselves to disrupt their schemes. It's a delicate balance, but with careful planning, we can turn the tide in our favor." As Mara and Cale worked together, the tension between their differing methodologies quickly became apparent. Mara, with her usual impatience, was driven by a sense of urgency that pushed her to act swiftly and decisively. Her instincts, honed through years of navigating the treacherous world of piracy, urged her to seize opportunities as they arose, often prioritizing immediate action over careful planning. Her frustration grew as Cale's methodical approach seemed to slow down their progress, each moment of deliberation feeling like a waste of precious time. On the other hand, Cale's approach was characterized by cautious deliberation and strategic thinking. His background in royalty had taught him the importance of thorough analysis and the dangers of hasty decisions. He meticulously studied the complex web of alliances and rivalries, looking for patterns and hidden motives that Mara's more direct tactics might overlook. His focus was on understanding the full scope of the conspiracy, believing that a well-thought-out plan would ultimately be more effective than swift, unconsidered actions. Their differing approaches revealed both strengths and limitations. Mara's quick thinking and decisive actions often led to breakthroughs, uncovering leads and advancing their investigation. However, her impatience sometimes resulted in missed details or overlooked nuances. In contrast, Cale's careful planning allowed him to foresee potential pitfalls and avoid traps, but his slower pace occasionally missed the opportunity for timely intervention. Their collaboration was a constant balancing act, each approach compensating for the other's weaknesses. The complexity of the conspiracy only added to the challenge of their partnership. The intricate web of alliances and rivalries they were uncovering seemed to grow more convoluted with each new piece of information. The more they learned, the clearer it became that their adversaries were not a single, monolithic group but a coalition of conflicting interests, each with its own agenda and hidden agendas. This complexity required both Mara's impulsiveness and Cale's strategic foresight, amplifying the need for effective collaboration. As they navigated this tangled web, their ability to collaborate was put to the test. The constant push and pull between immediate action and strategic planning created a dynamic of tension and compromise. Each needed to adapt to the other's style, finding a middle ground that would allow them to work together effectively while leveraging their respective strengths. The process was fraught with disagreements and frustrations, but it was also a crucial learning experience that shaped their partnership. In the end, the struggle to balance their approaches underscored the broader challenge of their mission. The conspiracy they were unraveling demanded a combination of quick thinking and careful analysis, a duality that mirrored their own partnership. Despite their differences, Mara and Cale were learning to appreciate each other's methods, understanding that their combined efforts were essential to overcoming the complexities of their quest. Despite their disagreements, Mara and Cale managed to uncover a crucial lead that brought a much-needed sense of direction to their investigation. Their combined efforts, a blend of Mara's relentless pursuit of immediate answers and Cale's careful analysis, revealed a scheduled meeting between several key conspirators. This meeting was set to take place at a hidden location known only to a few, a detail that suggested a significant shift in the conspiracy's plans. The information was a breakthrough that hinted at a pivotal moment in their quest. The revelation that the conspirators were planning a high-level meeting injected a new urgency into their mission. It became clear that this gathering could be a turning point, offering an opportunity to disrupt their plans and gain critical insights into their broader objectives. However, the nature of the meeting and its location remained shrouded in secrecy, adding layers of complexity to their task. The need to act swiftly was paramount, but so was the necessity to approach the situation with caution. The discovery provided a glimmer of hope amidst the swirling confusion of their investigation. It was a sign that despite the challenges and setbacks, their efforts were not in vain. Yet, the complexity of the conspiracy and the enigmatic nature of their adversaries meant that this lead also underscored the precariousness of their situation. Every step they took now carried heightened risks, with the potential for both success and disaster looming large. The path forward was fraught with uncertainty. The hidden location of the meeting and the high stakes involved meant that their next moves needed to be meticulously planned. Mara and Kale had to balance their approaches, Mara's instinctive drive for immediate action and Kale's strategic foresight, while grappling with the reality that their every decision could have significant repercussions. The urgency of their task was tempered by the need for careful consideration and coordination. As they prepared to act on the new information, the weight of their responsibility became increasingly apparent. The potential for disrupting the conspiracy's plans was significant, but so was the danger of missteps or unforeseen complications. Mara and Kale had to navigate this delicate situation with a heightened sense of awareness and precision, understanding that their actions could either unravel the conspiracy or entrench it further. The complexities of their mission continued to test their resolve and their partnership. Despite the tension and differing methodologies, the importance of their combined efforts was undeniable. The lead they had uncovered was a crucial piece of the puzzle, but it also served as a reminder of the challenges that lay ahead. Every decision, every action, carried the potential to alter the course of their investigation and the outcome of their mission. As the day turned to dusk, the fading light cast long shadows over the port city, signaling the transition from day to night. Mara and Kale, now armed with the crucial lead they had uncovered, began their preparations for the next phase of their investigation. The setting sun seemed to mirror the shifting dynamics of their mission, as the intricate web of alliances and rivalries became increasingly complex. The challenge ahead was clear, but their determination to unearth the truth and bring the conspiracy to light was unwavering. The tangled web of relationships and hidden agendas they had unearthed only served to deepen their resolve. The more they discovered, the more they understood the extent of the deception that had entangled their mission. Every new piece of information added layers to the conspiracy, revealing a network of players whose motivations were as varied as they were concealed. Despite the growing complexity, Mara and Kale remained focused on their goal, driven by the urgency of their task and the stakes involved. Their resolve was further fortified by the gravity of their mission. The knowledge that their efforts could have far-reaching consequences for their realms motivated them to push forward, even as the path ahead became fraught with uncertainty. The challenges they faced were daunting, but their commitment to exposing the conspiracy and preventing the impending disaster remained steadfast. The intricate nature of the plot only highlighted the importance of their work and the need for perseverance. As they prepared to move forward, the realities of their situation became increasingly apparent. The road ahead was not only challenging but also filled with potential dangers and obstacles. Every decision they made carried weight, and each step required careful consideration. Despite the hurdles, their determination to see their mission through was unshaken, driven by the knowledge that their actions could prevent a catastrophic outcome. In the encroaching twilight, Mara and Kale braced themselves for the trials that lay ahead. The complexities of the conspiracy had only strengthened their commitment, transforming their investigation into a relentless pursuit of truth. As they set their sights on the next phase of their mission, they were prepared to confront whatever challenges came their way, knowing that their efforts were critical to safeguarding their realms and ensuring a successful resolution to their quest. In the shadow of the setting sun, Mara and Kale prepared to set their course for the hidden meeting place that had emerged as a crucial lead in their investigation. The twilight cast long, eerie shadows across the port city, adding a layer of foreboding to their mission. Their minds were racing, each thought a tangled thread of the complex conspiracy they were determined to unravel. The weight of their newfound information pressed heavily upon them, fueling both their urgency and their apprehension. The web of deceit they were navigating had proven to be more intricate than they had initially anticipated. Every piece of intelligence they had gathered revealed new layers of treachery and deceit, making their path forward increasingly convoluted. The dangers they faced were not only physical but also psychological, as they grappled with the betrayal and deception that seemed to surround them on all sides. Despite the complexity and the risks, their resolve to see their mission through remained unshaken. As Mara and Kale ventured into the unknown, they were keenly aware of the high stakes involved. The hidden meeting place, cloaked in secrecy and shadow, represented a critical juncture in their investigation. They understood that the information revealed at this meeting could either advance their cause significantly or set them back irreparably. The potential for confrontation, ambush, or further betrayal was ever present, heightening the tension of their approach. Navigating the tangled web of the conspiracy required not only vigilance but also a strategic approach. Mara's instincts drove her to act decisively, while Kale's measured planning guided their actions with precision. The combination of their skills and perspectives was essential for overcoming the myriad challenges they faced. Each step was calculated, each decision weighed carefully, as they worked to balance immediate action with long-term strategy. As the evening deepened, the shadows seemed to close in around them, mirroring the growing sense of danger and uncertainty. The setting sun had transformed the landscape, and their journey had become a race against time. They were acutely aware that every moment of hesitation or misstep could jeopardize their mission and their safety. The darkness of night added a new dimension to their quest, amplifying both the risks and the urgency. Mara and Kale's determination was fueled by the knowledge that their efforts were critical to uncovering the truth and preventing a catastrophic outcome. They were prepared to confront whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that their combined skills and unwavering resolve would be tested. The mission had evolved into a high-stakes operation, and their commitment to seeing it through was stronger than ever. As they approached the hidden meeting place, the gravity of their task weighed heavily on their shoulders. The complexities of the conspiracy had transformed their investigation into a formidable challenge, but Mara and Kale were undeterred. They moved forward with a sense of purpose, driven by the knowledge that their actions could have far-reaching consequences for their realms. In the encroaching darkness, the two allies remained focused on their goal, their partnership a crucial asset in navigating the perilous terrain. The setting sun had marked the beginning of a new phase in their quest, one that demanded both courage and cunning. As they prepared to face the unknown, they were determined to unravel the conspiracy and secure the future of their realms. The hidden meeting place loomed ahead, a symbol of the perilous journey that had brought them to this point. The night was thick with tension and anticipation, and Mara and Kale were ready to confront whatever awaited them. Their resolve was steadfast, their minds sharp, and their spirits unyielding as they moved closer to uncovering the full scope of the conspiracy and achieving their mission's objectives.